Did you know that there are only 3 religions that have ever been present throughout the entire history of humanity? You see, in the past 30 years, in addition to my studies of Norse mysticism, I've also studied the spiritual and religious paradigms of other cultures. I have focused primarily on runes and Norse mysticism so that I can bring the secrets of the rune masters to the 21st century so that you can have magic and transformation in your lives. And looking through this history, I found that Norse mysticism has a lot of correlates and a lot of overlap with other traditions of the world, including the Abrahamic religions and the Vedic religions. And it's been my discovery that there are really only 3 different distinct religions throughout the world. Primarily, we have a solar cult that worships the sun and the seasonal progressions. There are attributes of the solar cult. There's generally a monotheistic tradition. There's always one god or one supreme god or one ruler god of all of the others. And sometimes there is a vice regent, another sort of deity that tends to come to earth that is a bearer of the wisdom, the light of this supreme god. And there are always going to be 12 individuals representing this god or following this god that tend to be related to the zodiac, the 12 signs of the zodiac. And we find solar traditions all over the world, and I do consider the Abrahamic religions to be part of this solar cult that has been cleverly disguised. I'm not going to go into all of the details of it. There's plenty of other videos and other people out there talking about how the Abrahamic religions are a cleverly disguised solar cult. And I want to say not just solar cult, but seasonal cult as well, because you follow the sun, you're following the seasons. And the Norse tell us that the Vanir, the nature deities, the deities that deal with fertility, prosperity, and all of the things related to animal husbandry for agriculture, were the deities that preceded the Aesir, like Odin and Thor. And the lore really only has remnants of 3 of the Vanir that are remaining, primarily Freyr, Freya, and their father Njord. There's a lot of suppositions about who these other deities are. And if we look into the Vanir, we see that they are part of this seasonal solar cult worship. They're just the last vestiges of that. So the tales of the Norse tell us when the Aesir came in, that they supplanted the belief in the Vanir, the belief in the nature and agricultural deities. And this gives us the second type of religion that is prominent throughout the world, that is actually hinted even in the Abrahamic religions and in the Vedic traditions, and that this is the belief and the worship of what could only be described as extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional beings. Now, I know I'm going to sound like I'm getting woo-woo here, but there is actually enough history to support that there are visitors from other places that have been found in all over the world. And granted, maybe these are depictions of egregores, maybe they are imaginations of the people, doesn't matter. There is a religion, there is a spiritual tradition that is a worship of these extra-dimensional beings. And yes, the Aesir are these extra-dimensional beings. They come to the Norse, as we are told by Snorri Sturluson in 2 different places. They come to the Norse from Asia. And if we look at the root words for Aesir, we see that the Aesir come from the same root word as the Vedic gods, the Asuras. I don't know. I don't have the answers here, but I'm letting you know that it does seem indicative that the Aesir and in other places, the Abrahamic religion may call these the Nephilim. They are visitors from other worlds, other dimensions that have assumed ruling positions over humanity, and human people have taken the position of worship and devotional practice to these extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial beings. They're definitely not the sun, the moon, and the seasonal progressions, but they are actual entities. Which leads us to the third type of religion that is also hinted at in the Vedic and the Abrahamic, and it's scarcely mentioned in the Norse lore, but it's there. And these are the serpent cults, the snake cults. There are some out there who will argue that the serpent paradigms are what the extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial gods taught human, because this serpent religion may actually be the religion of these extraterrestrial beings. And one of the tenets of the serpent religion, and why the serpent is so important, is that it represents the self elevating into a higher state of being. It is about self-deification. It is about ascension. It is about transcending the human condition and going from a lowly, normal human being into an elevated, higher state of being. The serpent is ideal for this one because the movement of the serpent is reminiscent of vibrations, of sound. And if you really dig into Norse lore, you will see that there are many subtle, hidden references to sound and vibration all throughout it, telling us that the Norse mystics understood the power of sound and vibration, and that this was typified, symbolized with the serpent. And we see this in the Vedic tradition, with the Kundalini rising, the serpent rising up, as an ascension process for the spirit and the soul. And this may be some of the things that are hidden in our lore, talking about dragons. Because when you come across a dragon in the Norse lore, not only do you kill the dragon, but you eat its heart. And by eating the heart of the dragon, you transcend the human condition. You become stronger, smarter, faster, a better version of the man that was, who ate the heart of that dragon. And that is telling us, again, that serpent cult, that rising above the human condition, looking to the serpent. And it's not necessarily the worship of the serpent, but it is recognizing the serpent as a symbol of wisdom, as a symbol of personal growth, of spiritual ascension into a higher state of being. And so in essence, those are the three religions. There's the solar cults, there's the cult worshipping some sort of extra-dimensional entities, and then there's the serpent cult that is not a sense of worship, but more of a spiritual practice of ascension and transcension that is symbolized through serpents, through dragons. And we find these three religious paradigms throughout the world, and sometimes they overlap within religions like the Vedic traditions, within the Abrahamic traditions, and they are present within the Norse tradition. So I thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this, and if you want to know more, let me know in the comments. Hail to you, and thank you. Hey, I just want to pop in here real quick to say thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, please click the thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to be making a whole lot more of these videos, so please leave me a comment on the things that you would like to learn more about, especially the stuff concerning runes, Norse mysticism, ascension, spiritual practices, and that kind of stuff. Plus, if you want to dig deeper into Galder workings, runes, magic, all that kind of stuff, click the link in the description for my website, where you can find music for rituals, the book I've written, and a whole lot more stuff. I've got a lot more coming soon, so sign up for the email so you can stay in the loop on the stuff I'm bringing to you now. Thanks, and hail to you all.